Good morning, scholars. Remember yesterday we read about Mount Olympus. We read the first part of the story. Well, today I'm going to read you the second part of the story about Mount Olympus and some of those Greek gods and goddesses that we learned about. Okay, that story is going to continue. So we're going to find out if Zeus is upset. We're going to find out if any other Greek gods and goddesses come to Mount Olympus. I have the actual flip book here with me because I'm in our classroom, so I was able to grab it. So I'm going to read from my computer screen, and you are able to see the pictures in on its real form instead of on the computer. Even though you're still looking at it through a screen, at least it's a little bit more real. All right, let's get started. Hermes, the messenger of the gods, was on a mission for his father Zeus, the king of the gods. Zeus was calling the most powerful gods back to the palace at the top of Mount Olympus. Already, Hermes had passed along Zeus's message to Apollo, the handsome god of music, poetry, and light, and to Apollo's sister, the huntress Artemis. Hermes had also carried the message to Zeus's brother, the mighty Poseidon, god of the sea. Hermes' task was not done yet, however, and he hovered above Greece, looking and listening for the signs that would lead him to the next god he wished to find. This did not take long. In the distance, Hermes saw flashes of light from earth beneath him. Flying in that direction, he soon heard screams and angry shouts, and now he could see below him 2 armies engaged in a battle. The lights Hermes had seen were flashes of sunlight reflecting off armor and weapons. The soldiers of one army were pushing back the soldiers of another army, which had now begun to panic and run. Perched on a cloud high above the battle and clearly excited by the spectacle below, stood Ares, the god of war. A spectacle is an eye-catching sight, in case you didn't know what that word meant. Dressed all in red, tall and strong he stood, and his smile grew broader as Hermes landed beside him. "Hail, brother," said Ares, for he was also a son of Zeus. Pointing down, he asked, "Isn't it glorious? Here are humans at their best and worst, some displaying heroic courage and others cowardly fear." He pointed, and a beam of light shone on one of the desperate soldiers. "I have been watching this fellow there," said Ares. "See how he seeks to bring his fellow soldiers together to win the battle?" Hermes had never understood his brother's attraction to battle, but it would not do to say so. Hermes thought to himself, "It seems to me that the best elements of humans are love, loyalty, and learning, not fighting." To Ares he said, "Zeus summons us all to Mount Olympus." Without taking his eyes off the battle below, Ares nodded and said, "I'll be there." Next page. All right. Hermes had already flown to the Greek city-state of Athens, where he found his sister Athena, another daughter of Zeus and goddess of wisdom and war, walking among a grove of olive trees. A grove is a group of trees that are growing or planted near each other. With Athena was Zeus's sister, Demeter, goddess of plants and of the harvest. In her wise, intelligent voice, Athena was saying, "And so, dear aunt, would you please make sure that this year's crop of olives is especially plentiful for the people of Athens?" Gently, Demeter answered, "I shall be delighted." Instantly, the nearby olive leaves turned a deeper shade of green. Hermes landed, kissed his aunt's cheek, and then smiled at Athena. "I have come to tell you that Zeus calls us all to Mount Olympus." "Of course," Athena answered. Hermes was off at once more to his last stop, back to Mount Olympus, where he started. There, Hermes followed the loud clang, clang, clang of metal striking on metal. His brother Hephaestus, the god of fire and the blacksmith of the gods, was standing by his red-hot forge with a huge, heavy hammer in hand, striking them to turn against a jagged lightning bolt. The lightning bolt was being shaped on top of an anvil, a heavy block of iron or steel with a smooth, flat top. Can you see that there? That's the anvil. Waiting outside to carry the lightning bolt to Zeus, who, as you remember, was the god of lightning and thunder, was a magnificent winged horse named Pegasus. Ooh, Pegasus. Have you ever heard of the name Pegasus? Hephaestus did not even notice Hermes until the messenger god called out, loudly enough to be heard over the hammer strokes. "Greetings, brother." Next page. Hephaestus stopped hammering and, wiping the sweat from his brow, looked over at Hermes. The two gods, though brothers, appeared to be opposites. Hephaestus was huge and muscular in his upper body, but slow-moving due to an injury that had left his legs badly damaged. Hermes was slender and so smooth that he seemed almost to dance in all of his movements. Hephaestus' face broke out into a big grin when he saw the messenger god. "Brother, where have you been while I have been tied down here in my forge?" he asked in this slow way. "Practically everywhere," Hermes answered. "Zeus has sent me to summon everyone to the great hall." By everyone, Hermes meant the main gods, of whom he himself was one. In fact, there was only one left to contact. "Would you ask your wife to join us?" he asked. Hephaestus frowned. "She does not like to be awakened this early," he said, even though it was nearly noon by now. "But if it is for Zeus, I will do it." Hephaestus' wife was the most beautiful of all the goddesses, the goddess of beauty itself, Aphrodite. Aphrodite was as used to luxury as Hephaestus was to hard work. Hephaestus told Hermes, "We will come." Finally, all the gods and goddesses had gathered. See all of them there? Aphrodite told Athena in a laughing voice, "I'm sorry it looked like such a mess, but Hephaestus said I had to hurry." Athena smiled to herself, for as always, Aphrodite was absolutely stunning. Athena had no chance to reply, for now the king and queen of them all, Zeus and Hera, entered. Here's Hera. Here's Zeus. Hera was the goddess of feminine power and women's lives. She knew why Zeus had summoned them all. The family of the Olympian gods was about to welcome a new member. Zeus raised a hand for silence, smiled, and announced, "Today was a special day. Today we invite to join us here on Mount Olympus a new god, the youngest of us all. Humans will worship him as they worship the rest of us." Zeus continued, "Welcome among us, Dionysus, god of wine, pleasure, and theater." Suddenly, there appeared a handsome fellow with laughing eyes, a lazy smile, and dark, curly hair. Dionysus spoke in a light, easy tone. "I am honored. I shall teach humans to make wine and raise cups of it in praise of all of us, and they shall dedicate their finest plays to the gods and goddesses. In these ways, I hope to provide pleasure to humans and honor to us all." And so it was that Dionysus joined the household of the gods and goddesses atop Mount Olympus, completing what is known as the 12 Olympian gods. Alrighty, here are all of them. How exciting, now we have all 12. Alright, I just wanted to let you guys have the rest of that story so you weren't just anxiously waiting at the edge of your seat for the rest of the story. So I wanted to be able to read that to you. We'll talk about it a little bit in class, and then we're also going to do some word and sound and letter practice in class as well. All right, I will see you soon. Have a great morning.